What is up, diecast collectors? 9446 Network back with another diecast review, and today we are going to do another custom diecast review, and today we are going to be looking at Phillip Torres' 2021 Nilla wafers, simple goodness Chevrolet Camaro for Flashracer Motorsports. Probably one of the best paint schemes of his entire career, folks. Holy cow! This diecast is absolutely sharp. And it's definitely going to be a standout paint scheme for Phillip Torres. Of course, you guys know Phillip Torres is a driver in the Flash Racing Cup Series and the channel owner. And of course, since he competes for my team, which, by the way, he will be taking over this team next year as the owner, to have a secondary paint scheme is absolutely incredible. So right away, we're going to get into the diecast review. They got the Chevrolet Camaro front end decals. There's no 46 or Flash Racing Motorsports because that's too small to put there. You got Nilla wafers, simple goodness, with the Nilla cookies on there. Very good detail. Very glad to add that to the car. You got Phillip Torres' name on the windshield banner. Flash Racing Cup Series right there, Season 3. The Nilla cookies again, the 46, the Nilla logo, and the crashing letters, which looks really cool. That's part of the template. You have Nilla wafers, simple goodness in the back, FRM. There's the team logo right there on the back. You got the Chevy Camaro, the Chevy logo right there, the Camaro, and the number 46 right there with the taillights. You got Tire Pros on the deck lid. Nabisco on the roof, which actually looks pretty kind of looks like a Nabisco packaging, where they kind of have that little small triangular logo on the top corner of their boxes. So to have it on the top corner of the roof, it just looks really cool, and that would be the roof sponsor right there, Nabisco. And of course, the number 46. And of course, just like his usual cars, and just like a usual 46, you have a black outline, a white outline, and a black number fill-in, as you can see right there. The numbers are a little bit smaller on this one because we learned our lesson with the Bubba Wallace review. Make improvements. If you want to make the numbers a tad bit smaller so it doesn't look cluttered, you can absolutely do that. But there it is, the 46 right there on the roof. And of course, the paint scheme is as usual with the Flash Racer Motorsports cars. You have that pixelated lightning bolt with the white fill-in. And of course, you can change the backdrop color, in which case this thing is spray painted yellow. So that was the backdrop color. And of course, the outline color to the lightning bolt is red. And it swooshes across the side, and the pointy part of it, the very end of the lightning bolt, goes all the way up to the rear quarter windows right there, as you can see. And on the hood, it goes from the large part of it, the top, and then the tiny point of it goes to the bottom towards the headlight right there. That is part of the template, and that looks really cool. This is a sharp-looking template. I know there's a little bit of hairs on this diecast because for some reason this paint, I didn't want to put clear coat because the last time I did it, it crinkled. So I kind of had to bite the bullet there, and stuff might get stuck to this paint, so I might have to be careful with that. It seems like it's a lot better now that it's fully dry and a couple days old. But I'll still have to look after that. But, you know, the Nilla wafers sponsor just looks awesome on this paint scheme. You got that yellow color to it, which is absolutely incredible. Very, it actually looks like a much brighter yellow on camera than it does in real life. In real life, it looks a lot like a Nilla box color. So it's very good. It's like a sunbeam yellow, if I can remember the name of the color. Or you can kind of say it's kind of RX-7 competition yellow, sort of, on this car, which I really like how that color looks on a Camaro. It just looks great, and this paint scheme is just showing it off at its full glory. No colored roll cage, it's just black because the yellow would make it look like mustard if I did that. And of course, but you do have the yellow undercarriage right there. That is how that is, and this car actually did get cut up in the front, so you can kind of see the inside of it a little bit right there. The chewed up quarter panels just for weight reduction, because when you're going racing, you want to have the car as light as possible, the diecast that is. And of course, the roof rails on the top. The reason why, though, this was not part of the template. I added that because when I was leaning it on its roof, because the paint was very sticky, it shipped two parts of it, so I had to cover that up. And it actually makes it look more like a real NASCAR stock car. It should have black roof rails on there. So we're going to compare this to the primary paint scheme, which is probably the most exciting part of the video, comparing two of Phillip Torres diecast now that we got two of these. This is the first time in my collection that I own two of my cousin Phillip Torres' paint schemes. So as you can see, look at how that looks, man. It's absolutely a dynamic duo. Classics for Phillip Torres, these paint schemes are, my goodness. Both of them have the name up there, and as you can see, the lightning bolt is in almost the same place. But I did notice that the Tire Pros and the whole entire lightning bolt is a little bit slanted on the primary paint scheme because of the styling of the Tire Pros logo. It's a little bit slanted, but it is a lot more straight looking on the Nilla release. So A little bit of an altered template for this car in particularly. As you can tell, it's kind of altered a little bit. As you can tell right there. And here's what of course, the Tire Pros has the green and yellow because that is part of the Phillip Torres Days of Thunder persona. So to have it on the primary would make sense for that. And of course it is. Of course, you can see a little bit of sizing differences with the decals. Of course, mainly the number and the, I believe the number is actually the same. But the Flashracer Cup logo is way, way smaller and a lot more realistic, I would say. And then, of course, the slanted logos on both of them, except this one kind of carried a little bit over to the top part of the car. But this one is just completely on the side perfectly. Both of them have the black back bumper on there, as you can tell. Of course, this template, this lightning bolt template for Flashracer Motorsports always has that. The Tire Pros logo is way, way smaller on the Nilla car than it is the Tire Pros. And of course, the roof, the number was made a little bit smaller, just to make it different from the Tire Pros, so it's not the exact same. So you can kind of tell which one is which. So that's why that was made a little bit smaller. And it does kind of look interesting. You can see a lot more of the yellow paint. And of course, the roll cage color is different. This one was painted the full green because it wouldn't look that bad. This one, it would kind of look like mustard, so that's why it was all black, as I brought up before. Of course, the same Camaro mold, obviously, as it should be. And here is the chassis, so there you go. Very similarly made die-cast for Phillip Torres, as you can tell. But the big thing, the wheels. You can tell that we have a new mold for wheels on custom die-cast. As you can tell, this one's on the older COT-looking mold wheels, and then this one obviously has the newer style wheels from the Authentics and the Gold Series, from the newer style die-cast. So that's interesting. That is on the car now. So those are the cars together. These two cars look really good together. I mean, you have the green car and the yellow car. Absolutely cool. Which one is your favorite? Do you like the Tire Pros diecast or the Nilla diecast? That's up to you guys there, but an absolutely a beautiful diecast. I'm going to give us guys a 360 view here. Absolutely incredible diecast, man. You're going to want to, I mean, if I was selling these things, this would be a hot seller, this Nilla car. I mean, both of them would be because the Tire Pros is the primary paint scheme. But, you know, the secondary paint schemes are also always nice. How awesome is it to have secondary Flashracer Motorsports cars? I've been wanting to do this since Season 2 when we first came into the series. But, of course, the budget was a big issue there. And, of course, they didn't have donors. Now we got a bunch of these things as donors. And now we can do more of the things that I want to do with these cars. So, you know, I was experimenting with new paint types. This one in particular was very sticky, so I'm going to have to learn my lesson next time. Maybe let it dry a little bit longer, and of course it'll be made, instead of me prying it open, it will be used with the drill. But of course, the only reason why you might not be seeing a lot of drill customs with the Gen 6, let's be honest, the last year of this car, this is going to be a whole different car next year, so I guess use whatever the last bits of material you have before you go next gen on everything. So next gen cars will be made with the drill that I have. And of course, there's a lot of other tools coming in for me to do die-cast with, so it'll be a lot easier with the next gen. But this die-cast here, very, very cool. You're going to see this as a secondary paint scheme, of course, for Phillip Torres. Man, it's so awesome. He's really excited about it. He brought up how excited about it he was with the last video he did. So, I'm really glad for him. Our team has a new sponsor in Nabisco, and of course, this year, it might be an altering thing every year. So, maybe like next year, you'll probably have an Oreo car, and of course, for 2021, you have the Nilla car. So, they might have like an altering, like, sponsorship branding of the logos. So, for this particular year and this particular season, it'll be Nilla representing the Nabisco brand. So, very, very cool there. Looking very official with the black roll cage, I must say. But that is going to be the Phillip Torres 2021 Nilla Wafers Simple Goodness car. Thank you guys for checking out this diecast review. One of the only new Camaro reviews in a while. Crazy to think. For the Cup Series Camaro, this is the only Camaro one. The rest of them have been Camrys and Mustangs, and when we did have a Chevy, it was an Xfinity car. So, now that we have another Cup Camaro, it is from my team, Flashracer Motorsports. Awesome. Awesome paint scheme. 10 out of 10 for it. Color combination and the template meshed just right. It's the small details from the Nabisco logo to the cookies on the side and on the hood. Absolutely a beautiful car. And of course, that Nilla Wafers logo, another thing I'd like to bring up about it, apparently the website got this from said that this was from the original actual Nilla Dale Jr. car. So that to have it on this car too is awesome. And as you can tell throughout the logos on the car, you can tell that this is kind of a throwback branding. It's not like the new modern Nilla, rather it is a throwback to the original. Because, you know, I love throwback stuff, and the old Nilla logo stuff looked great, and I wanted to have some type of Dale Jr. type of thing written on this car. From the black bumper to the, of course, you know, the sponsor, Nilla itself, and the way it was on that original car. So thank you guys for checking out this diecast review. Comment, like, and subscribe for more diecast reviews. What do you guys think of this car? If the comment section doesn't shut down for the 15,000th time, I don't know why that keeps happening. It's annoying. But thank you guys for checking out this diecast review. Comment, like, subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next diecast review. And always remember to make sure you know what you're doing when you're putting decals on your diecast, folks.